Over the last few days, I've spent a good amount of time trying to understand how to properly set up my jumping program to improve my vertical jump with the two-step approach. I have been mostly going through YouTube because I think that it's a big platform and the visual aid in listening to what people are sharing in terms of knowledge and also seeing that applied by someone who knows what they're doing is probably the best way to go about this. And I've been around the space for long enough that I think I can tell which ones are the channels that are actually giving the most valuable information. Training principles are kind of universal. Progressive overload, specificity are king, and smart use of variation is also something that is very important. And as the time passes and I am improving, I think that I will be able to deepen my level of understanding of this whole situation. Here, after my initial drills, I was going for a few two-step approaches, and I was slowing down a couple of these just because I want to see what I'm doing really. So the first step seems to be okay. Arm swing seems to be fine also. My torso tends to lean forward as I'm approaching, but as soon as I jump up, it straightens up. But my head keeps looking down, so that's probably something that I could just improve right off the bat. And also the arm swing seems to not stop at full extension. I could probably squeeze uh, a bit more of a efficient energy out of this. But it's very valuable to be able to rewatch, especially after I have kind of formed an idea of what a proper two-step jump should look like. And here I was recording a few more, and I think that I was kind of thinking more about extending the arms a bit more overhead. Probably at the expense of my initial step, but there is so much to learn in terms of what to do when that I really need to be bathing into the practice for a while before I can tell whether I have made overall improvements. Maybe sometimes I'm going to improve something and not something else, and over time I should be able to iron out all the bugs. And then I was going into some upper body stuff in the gym. In here, I was going for tack rows and I was supersetting those with the push-ups. It was very busy. None of these pull-up stations were available, and unfortunately, I wasn't really able to get a really nice angle. What I could tell is that I was really trying to stay as parallel to the floor as possible with my back. It's really hard to tell whether I was actually doing that because the angle is not really the best one. But I was going for 3 sets. I was doing 8, 7, and 7, and I only recorded one because again it was busy and I did not want to be around too much in the way of other people. The push-ups were feeling fine. I think that right now I am going for a no bench approach. So all I'll be doing is push-ups and overhead presses in terms of pressing movement. Now, I was trying the trap bar deadlift for the first time. My reasoning behind this is twofold. First of all, it's from an injury prevention standpoint. Right now, when I was doing normal conventional deadlift, I was feeling a bit too much of a pull in the back of my knee. I think that the bicep femoris tendon, the distal attachment, is not fully healed, and I do not want to put too much stress on there. And I felt really no issue whatsoever with the trap bar deadlift. On top of that, this is going to help me with quad strength development. I feel like I'm very hip dominant, and my quads tend to be kind of weak in absolute terms, but definitely much weaker in relative terms to my posterior chain. So this is going to be something that added to squats, and probably I'll be doing front squats, should be giving me a good base to build off more explosive strength out of the quads. So let's see how this is all going. I'm still thinking about how to set things up. It's basically just how to rearrange my exercises in order to fit this new goal of mine. Ciao.